Shelby Houlihan did something that not many athletes can do. She came back. Not just back to racing, she came back to winning, and this time she rewrote the history books in the process. On March 28, 2026, she ran a time that shocked the running world. And the craziest part? It was her first time ever running this distance. Here is how a banned runner became an American legend. Let me start with the story everyone needs to know. In 2021, Shelby Houlihan's life changed forever. She tested positive for a banned substance, nandrolone. Her explanation was simple. She said she ate a contaminated pork burrito from a food truck. The substance came from the meat, not from cheating, but the courts did not believe her. They said the odds of that happening were close to zero, and in 2021, she received a ban. 4 years, gone. No racing, no competing, no Olympic stage, just 4 years of waiting. For most athletes, that would be the end of the story. A ban like that can destroy a career. Many runners never come back. Many quit. They move on to different lives. But Shelby Houlihan is not most athletes. Before the ban, she was one of the best distance runners in America. She held the American record in the 1,500 meters at 3 minutes 54.99 seconds. That is one of the fastest times ever run by an American woman. She had won multiple national championships. She had competed at the highest levels of the sport. She had earned the right to represent the United States on the biggest stages in the world. Olympic trials, world championships, Diamond League races. That was her life. She was a champion, and she was building a legacy. But then it was all taken away. In a moment, everything changed. For 4 years, she watched from the sidelines. She could not race. She could not compete. She could not chase records. There was only one thing she could do. She could wait, and she could train. During those 4 years of waiting, something interesting happened. Houlihan did not sit at home feeling sorry for herself. She stayed active. She even competed in things that were not banned for her. In 2023, she entered the Beer Mile World Classic. That is a race where runners drink a beer between each mile. Sounds silly, but it is a real thing. And she won it. She set a world record, 5:43.81. She was the first woman ever to break 6 minutes in the beer mile. That might seem like a joke race compared to what she used to do, but it sent a message. Shelby Houlihan was still a champion. The ban did not take that away from her. And then January 2025 arrived. Her ban was over. She was eligible to race again. The first time she stepped on a professional track in 4 years, she ran the 3,000 meters at the Razorback Invitational in Arkansas and won in 8 minutes 31.56 seconds. She was back. 2 months later, she was at the World Indoor Championships in Nanjing, China. She won a silver medal representing her country. 4 years ago, she was banned. Now, she was on the world stage. By summer 2025, she had won the national championship in the 5,000 meters and ran 14:45 at the Rome Diamond League meeting. She was proving that the ban did not end her career. The hunger from 4 years of waiting was being released on the track. But the story gets better, because on March 28, 2026 in San Juan Capistrano, California, Shelby Houlihan was about to do something that almost nobody expected. She was about to run the 10,000 meters for the very first time on a professional track. The 10,000 meters is 25 laps around a 400-meter track. That is 6 miles and a quarter. It is a brutal race. It is a race that requires a different kind of fitness than the 1,500 or 5,000 meters. Your legs need to be strong, but also fresh. Your mind needs to stay focused for 30 minutes or more. Your heart rate needs to be managed perfectly. One mistake, and the entire race falls apart. Houlihan's background was in the 1,500 and 5,000. She was a miler. She was a 5K runner. This was a new distance, a new challenge, a test of whether she could extend her talents to a longer distance, and not just run it. She was going after the American record in her debut. Think about that. She had never run a 10K on the track before, and she was trying to break the national record in her first attempt. Alicia Monson holds that record. She ran 30 minutes 3.82 seconds at this same event in 2023. It is an extraordinary time. Very few women in American history have ever run faster. It is the kind of time that takes a lifetime of dedicated distance running to achieve. Could Houlihan really step up to the 10K and threaten a national record in her track debut? The running community was divided. Some believed she could do it. Most thought it was too much to ask. The race started at the 10 meeting. This is one of the fastest 10,000-meter races in the world. The field was deep, the competition was real, and from the very first lap, Houlihan made her intentions clear. She took control. She did not just run with the other competitors. She ran past them. She ran away from them. Within the first mile, she was running solo. She was out front. She was alone on the track. The entire running world was watching through live coverage, waiting to see if the banned runner could do the impossible. She was on pace for the American record. 30 minutes and 3 seconds was within reach. Everyone could see it. The clock was showing it. The split times were confirming it. Shelby Houlihan was about to rewrite American track history. But then something happened. Around the 3-mile mark, around lap 12, Houlihan started to drift. She was still running incredibly fast. She was still winning the race by a massive margin. She was still on pace for a top 10 all-time American time, but the American record was slipping away. She was falling off the peak pace. The dream of 30 minutes and 3 seconds was fading. In that moment, Houlihan faced a choice. She could push harder and try to chase down the record. She could risk everything to try to break Monson's time, or she could settle in and run a controlled race that she knew she could win. She chose wisely. She knew that breaking the record on your first attempt at a new distance is nearly impossible. She decided to run smart. She decided to finish strong. She won the race by an enormous margin. The final time was 30 minutes, 50 seconds, and 10 tenths. She crossed the finish line more than 25 seconds ahead of the second-place finisher. That time put her at number 10 on the all-time U.S. list for the 10,000 meters. On her first try, as a comeback athlete, after being banned for 4 years. Most runners spend their entire careers trying to crack the top 10. Houlihan did it in her debut. Think about what that means. 4 years ago, she could not race at all. She was banned and on the outside looking in. Now she is the 10th fastest American woman ever at 10,000 meters, all time. That ranking includes every American woman who has ever run the 10K on a track, women who dedicated their entire careers to the distance. And Houlihan jumped into the top 10 on her first try as a returnee from a 4-year doping ban. The American record still stands. Alicia Monson's 30 minutes 3.82 seconds is the fastest. But Houlihan proved something bigger than any record. She proved you can come back. You can face the worst thing that can happen to an athlete. You can lose 4 years. You can miss the Olympics and World Championships. And you can still be one of the best runners in American history. Her second-place finisher was Jessica McLean in 31 minutes 15.49 seconds. That is more than 25 seconds slower. In a 10K, that gap is enormous and uncatchable. It shows Houlihan was not just racing. She was dominating. She controlled the entire race. She handled the 10K like she had been running it her entire career, but she had never run it on a track before that day. The banned runner became the favorite. The woman everyone thought would never return had written herself into American running history.